But you're never gonna see me there again.
Come on, we family for life. Send me the details, and I'll be there. I'm on my way.
Well, seeing how Public 2 Ghost Season 4 Episode 10 is over, and I mean, the ending was pretty mid to sort of whack and garbage, right? And we've already got to hear and see, like, towards the ending where Tariq is on the phone with seemingly to be Tommy, and I guess they're going to start the spinoff where it's going to be like Tommy and Tariq going. Well, Tommy needs help, and Tariq is going to come to Chicago to help him because I'm going to like say my early predictions from what I'm thinking that's going to probably happen in Public Full Force with Tommy. Because I think what they're going to probably do going forward with like Tommy's character, because seeing how at the last episode and season of Public Full Force with Tommy, and he was dealing with like the coalition, like he have everything under control, and him and Miguel is like sort of currently at war with each other with when it comes down to like business and who's trying to make more money than who. But then the main problem is that Miguel took Maria from Tommy, and Tommy doesn't know that it was all because of Jannard, and that Jannard was following him, and he basically took like the pictures and he sent it over to Miguel, and he's basically the one manipulating things behind the scenes. And since him and Diamond have to like take out D-Mac, because when Jannard went to go see King Kilo in prison, he was just like, I guess who took out his nephew, I believe. And he was like, oh, it was some little guy named D-Max. So he's like, you handle this, then we can continue moving forward with the coalition. And Tommy is already in a different state, and he's sort of in a place where it's foreign to him, despite him making Chicago his home. But the thing is, it's still Diamond's home. It's still his territory. So, and it's already been teasing like towards the ending where it seems like, because the question kept coming up, like, does Diamond really need Tommy? So I guess what probably could happen, I'm probably going to predict and assume that I believe it's probably going to be Diamond and Jannard that's going to probably work together. And it might seem like it probably be like Diamond and Jannard that's going to say, well, let's put our differences to the side for good this time, and let's just take out Tommy. Let's just take out Tommy and D-Mac, and let's just run Chicago together as it should have been. And I think they're gonna probably go with that idea, because seeing how like in the last season where it was Diamond and Jannard, they was in the hospital with their father, and I guess the father was blaming Diamond for everything that happened to Jannard, because Jannard had goals. He had a career. Like he was gonna go to, I guess, college or whatever. He was gonna be something. He was gonna do something with his life. But because Diamond went to prison, Jannard had to step up and take over CBI. So I would assume that, I guess, that without the coalition moving forward, D-Mac has to die. But Tommy's sort of in a turmoil where he has no choice but to save D-Mac again once when he learns the truth about what's really going on. So hence as to why I think he's calling for Tariq to help him with, I guess, some problem, because he seems like he could be on his own out there, and he might not only have like a few friends that's going to probably support him, but again, he doesn't have anybody that he can truly trust, because yeah, he's known Diamond, but he hasn't known Diamond like he known Ghost. So again, Diamond, I feel like, could probably turn on Tommy once he also finds out that Tommy's in a relationship with Maria despite his warnings and wishes, and he's gonna see that Tommy has been moving, like, he's been moving beyond his control, and it's supposed to be a partnership, but he's been doing things like as if he's in control. And I think Diamond is gonna see that and just be like, you know what, screw this, I'm just gonna side with Jannard, and that's where he's gonna probably stand in the matter. But I think if that happens, then I could probably see Tariq helping Tommy out along the way. But regarding, like, I guess, like the spinoff, I believe that if anything, Tommy is gonna probably have to come back to New York City with Tariq, and then I think the problems that happen in Chicago is gonna follow Tommy to New York. So if, let's just say, like, if D-Mac does survive, then it probably might be Tommy, D-Mac, Tariq, and Braden, right? All probably like in New York City, and they gonna be following, I guess, Tariq's way of how he's moving weight, and he's basically created the ghost machine within New York City, right? And I'm thinking that probably might all come crashing and burning if the problems in Chicago follow Tommy back to New York City, because there's nobody in New York City that can challenge Tariq, because Zion is gone. There's no Mecca. There's no Noma. Like, the opposition is dead. The competitors is dead, and it's only Tariq that's operating things. So I think it would only make sense for the problems of Chicago to follow Tommy and Tariq into like New York City or something. But that's what I believe that could probably happen. Now, regarding like Power Book 2 Go season 4 episode 10, it was just like there was a lot of missed opportunities that they could have done, and it's like the fans doesn't really like what they're doing, because it's like, oh, they're saying like a reunion. Now, granted, we are going to get Power Origins, where we're going to see like a young Ghost and Tommy, which is going to be fair, and we are going to like it. But it's just that the fans wanted to see like a reunion of both Ghost and Tommy, right? Like a perfect reunion of maybe it's Ghost the one going to Chicago helping Tommy out of this jam instead of it being Tariq, because it's just like, why Tariq? Tariq can't even fight. The man can't even fight, and you would expect it to be Tariq, and it's like it doesn't really make any sense, and people see it as a little bit off in certain situations, because I agree with a lot of people on this matter and take where, again, it should have not been Tariq, where it should have just been Ghost being the one going to Chicago helping out Tommy, having that perfect reunion, and the biggest surprise ever for Tommy to be like, he thought he was dead, but he's actually coming to Chicago to help save his best friend from something, right? Almost like what Amari Hardwick was saying about the whole I guess in the original take of him saving Tommy and him going out the way he wanted to. So in the reverse, it would have been him saving Tommy, and then I guess they all return back to New York or something. But they're gonna save that spinoff for Tariq, where it's gonna be Tariq and Tommy, right? I guess gonna be running New York together. But like I said before, I believe that all of the problems that's gonna happen in Chicago is gonna probably follow Tommy into New York City, because it only makes sense, because New York City is hot. New York City's hot, and it has so much going on. Hence, as to why I think it's gonna probably rekindle like Blanca, Jenny, and even Stacy to be like, okay, what's going on? Okay, Tommy's alive, Tommy's back, and then who is all these people like Miguel? The Serbs is gone, so it's just gonna probably be like the Mexican cartel, and then whatever other gangs that's gonna probably follow suit and come to like New York City. So I think that's what's ultimately that's gonna probably happen for the spinoff in general. Like, all of Tommy's problems is gonna come to New York City as well. And also, if anything, if they ever bring this up about like Paz or Elisa Marie or any of that, I highly doubt that, because they didn't even bother to mention about Paz or have her showing up or anything, despite Blanca saying like, oh, about like Agent Young. Again, all of that just kind of got swept underneath the rug. Now, they could redeem themselves with the spinoff, and it could kind of like make up a little bit of what they didn't do in Power Book 2 Ghost, and they could probably do it for the spinoff with Tommy and Tariq. Is a possibility that they could probably do it like that, and they can make up for it. But I think all of them making up and all of them adding like another spin-off show and other like these twists that they're gonna try to do. I mean, some of us is gonna like it, but then at the same time, it's just like, what is the point? Like, you're doing all of this and you're trying to like expand the story on Tariq to try to get him over. Like, he finally surpassed Ghost, and he finally done something that Ghost didn't do. But the thing is, Ghost had everything under control. Yeah, he made some mistakes, and let's just say like if Ghost would have maybe been more honest with Tommy and maybe done things differently, then he could have been with Angela. He would have most likely married Angela. There would have not been a Ramona. He would have married Angela, and he probably would have just been either did the governor stuff or just continued to do the nightclub stuff. But ultimately, Ghost would have won at the end if it wasn't for Tariq. So the premise and the concept of it to say like, well, it was, Ghost tried to have everything. He tried to have both. He did have both. It was just that he had like past enemies in Kanan, and the corruption of Kanan and Tasha that influenced Tariq's motive to wanted to take over and eventually kill his father. So it's just like he did have everything. It's just that Tariq ruined it. Tariq and Tasha and Kanan, and and the people that he was involved with basically ruined like the idea of Ghost having everything. But it's just that what they're trying to tell with Tariq, like, oh, he basically had to like push the family away and now he has everything. Like I said in my video, the only thing that he did something that Ghost didn't do, was have law enforcement into his pocket. Ghost didn't have law enforcement. He only had Angela, but she was only part law. She wasn't like the police station, like a task force. She wasn't part of that. But Tariq has that. He has a task force in his pocket, and he has a lawyer to get him out of things. So that's why it sort of made sense for Tariq to sort of have that one thing over Ghost, but ultimately he doesn't have the whole package. He doesn't have everything that what Ghost could have had and more. So that's why I'm thinking that this spin-off show that they're going to probably do is going to be fun. It's going to be interesting, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter. It's just going to be like, and I think that the original shows like Power Origins and Raising Kanan is going to be far better. Why do you think Raising Kanan got a 5th season? It didn't get canceled yet by Starz yet, but why do you think that got a 5th season? Because it's talking about Rock, an interesting character, something that's like, oh, okay, like, we never heard of this character before. Kanan only talked about her a little bit in the original Power, where he was just like, oh, I went to go see my mom's. And then now we get to see Rock, and we've already seen like 3 good seasons out of her, and we like, oh, we want more of her. We want this woman to survive. We want more to see from her. So Power Origins is going to be another show, in my opinion. I think that's going to be exceptionally well because it's going to be, Ghost and Tommy, right? Talking about the past, talking about, characters, new characters, old characters, right? It's going to bring that old school feel to it, which we all kind of like looking forward to because it's all about the original story, right? The spin-off show, like I said before, only made sense for Tommy because Tommy's character was never about leaving the game. It was always about staying in the game. But for them to make another spin-off show with Tommy and Tariq potentially, I don't know. It's just to me. I think it's just gonna be But comment down below on what you guys think about my early predictions of Power Book Full Force Season 3, the final season of Power Book Full Force, and everything that what Tariq did and the possibilities that's gonna probably happen in the future. And like, comment, subscribe, and share, and I will catch you all in the next one.